Breweries in Montana produce a wide range of beers in different styles that are marketed locally, regionally, and nationally. Brewing companies vary widely in the volume and variety of beer produced, from small nanobreweries and microbreweries to massive multinational conglomerate macrobreweries. In 2012, Montana's 38 brewing establishments employed 220 people directly, and more than 4,700 others in related jobs such as wholesaling and retailing. As of August 2016, there are 68 breweries in operation in the state of Montana, including people directly employed in brewing, as well as those who supply Montana's breweries with everything from ingredients to machinery. The total business and personal tax revenue generated by Montana's breweries and related industries was more than $98 million. Consumer purchases of Montana's brewery products generated more than $21 million extra in tax revenue. In 2012, according to the Brewers Association, Montana ranked third in the number of craft breweries per capita, with 36. For context, at the end of 2013 there were 2,822 breweries in the United States, including 2,768 craft breweries subdivided into 1,237 brew pubs, 1,412 microbreweries and 119 regional craft breweries. In that same year, according to the Beer Institute, the brewing industry employed around 43,000 Americans in brewing and distribution and had a combined economic impact of more than $246 billion. Legal information. Definitions. According to the Montana Code Annotated 2009, Section the 16th of January 106, and Section the 16th of March 213, brewers are beer importers not to retail beer, small brewery exceptions. Licensing. The roots of Montana's liquor licensing system date back to 1933, when Prohibition ended and taverns sprung up throughout the state. In 1947, the state enacted a quota system, allowing one tavern for every 1,500 residents of a city. However, the taverns in existence at the time were grandfathered in, and what the state considers to be an excessive liquor licenses now exists in Montana cities. History. 1863, Gilbert Brewery was founded by Henry Gilbert, Christian Richer, and William Smith, making it one of the Montana Territory's first breweries, though it was not the first. Originally called Thorne-Smith Brewery, and then Virginia Brewery, the brewery continued until Montana Prohibition laws went into effect around 1916 to 1918. The brewery reopened in 1934 but closed for good in 1974. 1926, Montana became the first state to repeal prohibition enforcement. The petition to lift the ban stated its purpose was to restore constitutional rights and liberty in the state of Montana by repealing all laws relative to prohibition except those relating to minors. Efforts to reinstate the law 2 years later in 1928 failed. 1997, the cabaret license was created as a reaction to the fast-rising prices of regular liquor licenses. Cabaret licenses are more affordable and allowed restaurant owners to sell wine and beer. Breweries. Two Bassett Brewery. Two Bassett Brewery is a microbrewery and tasting room located in White Sulphur Springs. Owner Barry Hedrick is a White Sulphur Springs native with a degree in civil engineering. After marrying his wife Chris and raising 2 kids, the couple looked for something to fill the time and chose to brew beer. Having a fondness for beer and being curious about the science, the two started Two Bassett. The inspiration for the name name coming from the two dogs. Basset hounds are very social, friendly, and sometimes behave in unpredictable ways, much like the average beer drinker. Hence, the brewery was opened in 2016 and has been a favorite among locals. 406 Brewing Company 406 Brewing Company is a microbrewery and tasting room in Bozeman. It was opened by Matt Muth, a home brewer since college, in 2011 as the second brewery within Bozeman's city limits. Due to its recent opening, its production is limited, with no brewers made regularly. It plans on offering food service in the near future. Angry Hanks Microbrewery. Angry Hanks Brewing is located in a former service station in a part of downtown Billings known locally as the Brewery District. It was opened in 2006 by Tim Moore, who had worked as a brewer at Red Lodge Ales for 5 years. The Angry Hank from which the brewery gets its name is not part of the organization, but instead a Miller genuine draft drinking friend of the family who always seemed angry. The idea for the name came when someone, in an attempt to console Hank, said to him, "Don't be angry, Hank." Just as Moore and his family were having troubles deciding on a name for the then proposed establishment. Angry Hanks does not bottle its beer, and sells about 90% of its beer on site. Popularity of the relatively new brewery, credited in part by Moore to nearby downtown hotel tourists and the taproom's hours coinciding with happy hour, has led to a stretched supply. Given such, the owner is considering expanding in the near future. Awards. Backslope Brewing Craft Beer. Mountain Air. Happy People. Backslope Brewing is located in Columbia Falls, Mount. Owner Darren Fisher opened Backslope Brewing in March 2016, which marks the latest addition to the bustling craft beer scene in the Flathead Valley. As of 2016, Montana has over 70 licensed breweries, more than double since a decade ago. The motto: "We create handcrafted beer in the Glacier National Park region." If you take advantage of what Montana has to offer, you'll understand why we love this gorgeous state. Come see us for a taste of some incredible beers. You also have the option to combine some great beer with the delicious food coming out of Backslope Brewing's kitchen. We use locally sourced products and the belief that food is meaningful and best enjoyed when shared with friends and paired with beer. Bayern Brewing. Bayern Brewery was opened in 1987 as the only German brewery in the Rockies, and today is the oldest operating brewery in Montana. Brewers Torsten Guer and Jürgen Noller are both from Germany and use all German equipment and recipes. Noller was born and raised in Bavaria, Germany, where he was apprenticed. He graduated as a master brewer from Domen's Master School for Brewing and Soft Drink Technology in Munich in 1987, after which he became the brewmaster for Bayern Brewing. All beer at Bayern is brewed according to Reinheitsgebot, otherwise known as the German beer purity law and the Bavarian purity law. The law, originating in the city of Ingolstadt in the Duchy of Bavaria, Germany in 1516, concerns the standards for the sale and composition of beer. In the original text, the only ingredients that could be used in the production of beer were water, barley, and hops. The law also set the price of beer at 1 to 2 Pfennig per mass. At almost 10,000 barrels of brew a year, Bayern is the second largest brewery in Montana after Big Sky Brewing. Noller has had facilities at 3 different locations, but the most recent move in 2002 was structured so that it could be expanded to produce up to 100,000 barrels per year if needed. Awards. Beaver Creek Brewery. Located at the edge of eastern Montana, Beaver Creek Brewery describes itself as an oasis in a desert of no microbreweries. As of 2000, 2008, the brewery was brewing at its capacity of about 200 barrels a year, and, despite its low production, has a distribution area spanning hundreds of miles because of the low population density of the region. The brewery was set up in Wibaux's historic Old Business District with equipment salvaged from the former Milestown Brewing Company in a former grocery store that had been closed since 1986. As of 2012, Beaver Creek Brewery is the only brewery in the southeast region of Montana. Big Sky Brewing Co. Big Sky Brewing Company is a microbrewery in Missoula, founded in 1995 by Neil Leathers, Bjorn Bosny, and Brad Robinson. Awards Bitterroot Brewing. Bitterroot Brewing is a brewpub in Hamilton, opened in 1998 by Tim Bozick and his daughter Nicole. Black Eagle Brewery. Blackfoot River Brewing. Blackfoot River Brewing is a microbrewery in Helena, opened in 1998 by Brian Smith, Greg Wormes, and Brad Simshaw. Blacksmith Brewing Company. Blacksmith Brewing Company is a brewpub brewery in Stevensville, opened in 2008 by Eric Hayes. Bowser Brewing. Bowser Brewing is a microbrewery in Great Falls, opened by Evan Bowser in 2011. Bozeman Brewing Company. Bozeman Brewing Company is a microbrewery in Bozeman, opened by Todd Scott in 2001. Flagship Beer. Bozone Select. Carter's Brewing. Carter's Brewing Company is a brewpub in Billings, opened in 2007 by Michael, Becky, and EdwardRech. Draftworks Brewery. Draftworks Brewery is a microbrewery and tasting room in Missoula. It was opened by Paul Marshall and Jeff Grant in 2011. Both studied brewing at the Siebel Institute of Technology and World Brewing Academy in Chicago. The brewery has 6 flagship beers. Flathead Lake Brewing Company. Flathead Lake Brewing Company is a brewpub brewery in Woods Bay, opened in 2004 by Greg Johnston. The Front Brewing Co. Glacier Brewing Company. Glacier Brewing Company is a microbrewery in Polson, opened in 2003 by Dave Ayers. Great Northern Brewing Company. Great Northern Brewing Company is a microbrewery in Whitefish, opened in 1995 by Minot Wessinger. Flagship Beer. Black Star Double Hopped Golden Lager. Harvest Moon Brewing Company. Harvest Moon Brewing Company is a microbrewery in Belt, opened in 1996 by Stan Goodus. Flagship Beer. Beltian White. Kettle House Brewing Company. Kettle House Brewing Company is a brewery in Missoula that started in 1991 by Tim O'Leary as EdwardRech. Quote, "It now consists of 2 separate small brewing facilities and taprooms in Missoula." Flagship Beer. Cold Smoke Scotch Ale. Lewis & Clark Brewing Company. Lewis & Clark Brewing Company is a brewpub brewery in Helena, opened in 1995. Its name changed from Sleeping Giant Brewing in 2004. Lone Peak Brewery. Lone Peak Brewery is a brewpub brewery in Big Sky, opened in 2008 by Steve Nordahl. Madison River Brewing Company. Madison River Brewing Company is a brewpub brewery in Belgrade, opened in 2004 by Doug Frey and Robert Miller. Flagship Beer. Salmon Fly Honey Rye. Meadowlark Brewing. Meadowlark Brewing opened its doors in the summer of 2014 in the northeastern town of Sydney, Mount. Although located in an area where the local population was primarily big brand drinkers, Meadowlark Brewing has made great strides in changing the thoughts and palates of its local imbibers. With a brewing portfolio of over 20 beers, Meadowlark prides itself on being able to provide something for everyone. Meadowlark Brewing is located in the same building as Meadowlark Public House, where customers can dine and drink within view of the brewery. Meadowlark Brewing currently distributes its products across Montana as well as western North Dakota. In addition to draft, Meadowlark packages 2 of the popular styles in 12 ounces. Cans with a third style in 16 ounces. Cans made in Montana. treasured everywhere. Mighty Mo Brewing Co., Montana Brewing Company. Montana Brewing Company is a brewpub brewery in Billings, opened in 1994 by C.S. Katie Inc. Neptune's Brewery. Neptune's Brewery is a microbrewery in Livingston, opened in 1998 by William Taylor. Phillipsburg Brewing Company. Phillipsburg Brewing Company is a microbrewery in Phillipsburg, opened in August 2012. Quarry Brewing. Quarry Brewery is a microbrewery in Butte, opened in 2007 by Chuck Schnabel. Red Lodge Ales Brewing Company. Red Lodge Ales Brewing Company is a microbrewery in Red Lodge, opened in 1998 by Sam Hoffman. Its head brewer and production manager is Justin Moore. Lead brewers are Rush Nicholson and Dylan Shanks. Sales team are Doug the Beer Berry and Bailey, Andy Simpson, and Phil Bridges. The brewery produced nearly 8,000 barrels in 2014, boasts the largest solar thermal array in the state, and distributes to central and eastern Montana, western North Dakota, and northern Wyoming. Tamarack Brewing. Tamarack Brewing Company is a brewpub brewery in Lakeside, opened in 2007. Flagship beer, yard sale ale. Wildwood Brewing. Wildwood Brewing Company is a brewery opened by Jim Luders in Stevensville in 2012. Yellowstone Valley Brewing Company. Yellowstone Valley Brewing Company is a brewpub in Billings, opened in 1997 by George Moncure. Notable defunct breweries. Though Montana had a robust early brewery history, many notable companies were severely weakened by Prohibition and others finished off by the expansion of national breweries. Anaconda Brewing Company 1900 to 1958. Butte Brewery. Centennial Brewing Company. Tivoli Brewery. Helena Kessler Brewing Company 1865 to 1958, 1984 to 2000. Kalispell Malting and Brewing Company 1893 to 1955. Montana Brewers Association. The Montana Brewers Association was founded in 2008. Its previous name was the Montana State Brewers Association, established in 1997. Its purpose is the promotion of the production and sales of the freshest and highest quality Montana-made beers through education, public awareness and support for local breweries' products, profession and histories, while documenting their economic impact and legal responsibilities throughout the state.